Hi everybody, this is Elizabeth with Live Simple, Live Free, getting toward the end, farther into May now, and I'm going to be getting some more of the planting done in my garden, and I thought I would take you along. And aren't these roses behind just absolutely gorgeous? I'm so excited. My yellow ones are starting to come out now. I'm going to start to get my first yellow bloom. I think they're the best smelling. Now these three pink ones that are closest to my little back deck are just so prolific with blooms this year, and we've had some heavy rain that's been like, of course raining off some of the petals, but I'm enjoying these so much. And they smell really good. But they're just everywhere you look on these bushes, they're just covered with roses. We planted these, I guess, 2 years ago. Boy, are they happy this year. Look at all the buds. Oh, it's just, I'm enjoying it so much. And I just see if I can do a little bit of a selfie here, but if you can see the rose. Oh, they smell so good. Oh, they smell wonderful. So I'm sitting here on this little deck off our side door and thoroughly enjoying them. You can even smell them when you walk out. I feel very blessed rose-wise this year. Okay, now this is my bed that looks like it's got some great volunteer watermelon coming up. I told you about that before. And so once those start sprawling, I'll see how I can thin them out. On this side, I'm going to go ahead and plant some pumpkin. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I'm going to put some more pumpkin right here. It's not supposed to be too deep. I'm putting about 4 to 6 seeds in there, spreading them apart, gently covering them over, and then I'll give everything a good soak and drink. And I'm going to put one more right here. There we go. Okay, so I should have some pumpkin coming up and my watermelon. Cool, huh? Okay, now this is usually my sweet potato bed, but I'm going to put my squash in here because there was no borer worms in this bed last year. And I didn't have any choice about my watermelon because they grew themselves, but I'm going to put the sweet potatoes over there where the borer worms aren't going to matter, and put my squash over here. So this is going to be acorn squash. And you make a kind of a hill. And then once again, 4 seeds or so. Just put them right in there. And of course, everybody's going to get a big drink. Okay, one more here. Kind of a mound. Put it up. Okay, and then over here, I'm going to put these seeds back in the little bag. There we go. And then over here is going to be some really nice winter squash, butternut squash. I've got 3 of the mounds in. I'm going to make one more here. There we go. Kind of putting some nice dark earth right there. Spread them out. Okay. Now, like I said, I'll be watering these guys nicely. Here comes my protective cage. These cages are wonderful because bees can get in, water gets in, but not birds or deer or rabbits. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Well, I was just carefully looking at this, and I thought it was lettuce. It's leafy spinach. So I'll probably also plant some lettuce here. I know this seems to be getting into too much heat, but this is tape stuff that you're supposed to be able to put down, and I'm going to at least try it. And then if this just doesn't go real great, I'll be able to plant another one going into the late part of the summer into fall. But I want to give it a try. So you apparently, like, I think, tear these things apart. Yep, there we go. And then I'm supposed to dig a little trench here, and I can plant whatever length I've got. They're spaced properly already, and they don't have to be started ahead of time because they're made to do this, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so I trim off a piece. There we go. Now the ground is supposed to be moist, so I'm gonna water a little bit here. There we go. Lay my tape here. Just gently cover it back up, and then I'll give it a good watering. There we go. So I'm going to do that all the way across here and see what I come up with. Cool. Now, if you can see here, I know I need to trim asparagus like crazy, but what I'm excited about is that I've got these big ones coming in. I know I need to cut them down to the ground. I'm taking asparagus lessons here, but Molly and I planted 3 more, and all 3 of them have come up here, here, and here. So I'm going to end up with a lovely asparagus patch here. I'm very excited about it. Okay, so I'll get the rest of that spinach planted, and for right now, I think the only thing left is going to be cucumbers. Okay, Bill's putting in the cucumbers for me. It's really fun when stuff grows up this cow. Thank you so much, hon.
Okay, there you go.
Alrighty. Thank you. And look, the tomatoes are really growing. We got one of them staked there. And they're just really growing. They got some blossoms on them. This little bed works out really well. Now we're going to use the hose on the other garden beds, but for this one we're going to go ahead and just use the watering can. Give everything a good soak and drink. I'm really pleased with how the tomatoes are growing. All right, we're going to wrap them all back up again, keep them safe from all the nibblers.
This thing's a real pain in the neck. I hate messing with it, but if I don't, we won't have any cucumbers or tomatoes left.
Yep. In fact, we just had a really pretty doe go right through the yard. You would think that was scrumptious. I'm sure we're going to start seeing fawns before too much longer. even without all the flowers on it. That dogwood's such a beautiful tree. It's one of my favorite places to sit is at the little table out under it. These little roses in the front, I really didn't know if this little bush was going to make it. It's doing really well. They're so beautiful and they smell wonderful. This rose bush was here when we moved here, and it's got more like kind of a wild rose type. Look how beautiful those are. Oh, I love it. I'm planting some sweet potatoes. Here we go. I want to show you here in my pumpkin patch. See this little, they're called dicotyledon or dicotyledon leaves. 2 little leaves on the plants coming right up. I'm so excited. That's pumpkin. And of course there's watermelon growing like crazy. Then over here I have my first little dicotyledon, anyway, leaf coming up, and that is squash. So stuff is coming up in these beds. I'm so excited. All right, I'll be getting these weeds out of here because this is where my sweet potatoes are going. Let's get you guys pulled. Some basic old weeds here. They're coming up. Now, one of our dearest friends, just some dear friends of ours, Lynn and Wes, came to visit, and she has a farm, and look what she brought me. I'll show you. There's some really well-grown sweet potato slips. And that's what I'm going to be planting. Now this soil here that we have is such a joy to dig in. Look at this. It's dark and very, moist and just soft. This whole thing makes it such a joy for me to try to do some gardening. Okay, I'll break up the bottom of this just a little. There we go. Okay. Sweet potatoes. One of my favorite things to grow, and she got me off to an incredible head start. Okay, I have sweet potatoes planted here. And actually, if these will take hold and really start growing, they will spread and fill this entire bed in. And if there's any squash coming up voluntarily, they should probably have a chance to grow before the sweet potatoes start totally taking over. But these look good. I'm gonna try to give them a good shot at getting going. And I've got stuff to treat if we run into problems with them. And so I'm gonna enjoy the sweet potatoes and the greens. My friend also brought me some herbs that she had gotten started. I think it's parsley and marjoram. I think that'd be the parsley and then the marjoram. So they'll grow really nicely here with the flowers. Oh, the yellow one's coming out. Look at that beauty. And it smells so good. Oh, I love having my little dining area nicely cleared. I'll show you over here. I've got an aloe vera plant that Molly and Carly, the family gave me. And then I've got a little miniature rose going there. So I'm just sitting here on this little side deck in the shade. It's so pleasant out here. And I think that's everything planted now that I wanted to put in the garden. And I'm just so appreciative of those garden beds because I can really get in there and have fun doing it. They're right at a good height for me, and knowing I can put those tops down. Like I've said before, we can let sunshine and rain and bees in, butterflies, but it's going to keep the deer and the bunnies and everybody out, and any birds that might decide to come feast. So they've worked really well. This is my 3rd year now. My goodness. So here, let me see the camera. Just say hi. I have a special videographer right now. Tell them why this is a very special day.
My freshman year's over. Yay! Yeah, this was like an hour ago.
Yep, she just finished her freshman year of high school.